Sorry.
Bob. All right, ready?
Wait. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we have the frontal bone, we have the glabella, we have the supraorbital foramen. We're going to have the nasal bones. We're going to have the lacrimal bones. We're going to have the maxilla with the infraorbital foramen. We have the vomer, and on the inside we're going to have the inferior nasal concha. We have the zygomatic bones. We're going to have the zygomatic arch. This is the temporal process of the zygomatic bone. This is the zygomatic process of the temporal bone. So while we're here, temporal bone. Again, the external auditory meatus, the mastoid process of the temporal bone, and the styloid process of the temporal bone. We've got the coronal suture. We've got the sagittal suture between the two parietal bones. We've got the occipital bone and the lambdoidal suture. We're going to, come on. Here, again, we have the occipital bone, we have the occipital condyles, we have the foramen magnum. We're going to have the jugular foramen, and above that we have the carotid canal. We've got the temporal bone, and again, the mastoid process, the temporal bone, the styloid process, the temporal bone. We're going to have the mandibular fossa here. We have the sphenoid, and we can see the pterygoid processes of the sphenoid and the greater wing of the sphenoid. We have the zygomatic over here. We have the palatine bone and the maxillary bone, and we have the incisive foramen. Pop the toe. So we have the occipital bone, foramen magnum, we have the temporal bone, we have the sphenoid, so the greater wings of the sphenoid, the lesser wings of the sphenoid, and the sella turcica. We have the ethmoid, we have the frontal.